If it's too good to be true, it probably is. All right, welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about how hard dropshipping actually is, and that it's kind of like harder than your job, even though I don't know what your job is right now, but it's most likely harder in certain aspects than the job you have right now. It certainly was for me. And I want to tell you in this video what it is that's so hard, so you're prepared and you know what to expect and how to react and how to work on your dropshipping store, on your e-commerce store to then succeed. So the first thing is that you really need when it comes to dropshipping compared to your job is self-discipline. Because if you don't sit down and you actually do the work that's required, you're not going to succeed. Even though the concept and everything is pretty easy in terms of dropshipping, like it makes sense, right? Like you build a shop, you run some ads, they send out the product for you, they get the product, you're done, you make money, right? But there's a lot more to it, especially in the beginning. There's a lot of work that goes into building the whole business and the structure. So you actually have to put a lot of hours in first before you see any success, right? And why I say you have to be self-disciplined is because if you don't decide for yourself that you actually want to do it and you sit down and you put the hours in and you do it, no one is going to do it for you, right? So your job, you get paid to do a certain task, right? If you don't do the task, you don't get paid. But you have the schedule, you have hours you have to work, you have to show up, you have to do certain tasks. Like someone else is basically telling you what to do, right? And you just go ahead and do it and you get paid for it. But when you do drop shipping, or if you try to build a business or you try to make money yourself without having a boss, you have to decide for yourself. You have to kind of like make your own schedule or plan to execute and then to do it. If you don't do that, you always slack, you don't really do the work that's required, you don't really do the work that needs to be done, and then you're missing something. So what you really have to do is, I always say that I really suggest you to do like a 30-day challenge, sit down for 2 hours a day and just work on drop shipping, okay? So if you don't do that, if you don't put the hours in to build a business, a dropshipping business or e-commerce business, you're not gonna make it, right? Now, the second thing that's really hard is cash flow. The money that comes in and goes out is not the money you have, right? So let's say in a job you earn $3,000 a month, right? That's your money. You kind of know how much money you have to spend, right? So you make $3,000, you spend 2.5, whatever. But when it comes to a business and especially dropshipping or e-commerce, you never, like, you have to really calculate how much you can spend and how much money is actually yours, because you want to scale as well, you want to grow. So if you earn $10,000 a month and now you spend all the $10,000, even if it's profit, it's all yours, right? And you spend all the money, now you can't reinvest the money and grow. And eventually, if you reach like a plateau, or you get competitors that go into the market and you can't compete anymore, or you have a trending product and the product doesn't work anymore and now you spend all your money, now you're broke, then you go down. And there are actually a lot of dropshippers that go broke like that, right? They think this will work forever. Now, you have to kind of prepare for bad times yourself. You know what I mean? Because you never know what will happen. Like maybe there's a competitor coming out with a brand new product and now you have to totally reinvent yourself, right? So you have to, you're your own boss. That also means you're fully responsible for yourself and for your business. The third thing is you have to do everything by yourself. Like everything you do, you can do wrong or right. Now, if you do it wrong, it's 100% your fault. Even if you hire someone to do the job for you and they don't do it right, it's your fault. Because who cares? Like, let's say someone is doing the job for you and it's not right. Well, who do you complain to? To the guy who did the job? You're like, well, whatever. You don't like it, okay, but that's what I can provide. You know what I mean? So you should have hired a better guy. So it really comes down to yourself only. So you really learn how to be responsible, fully responsible for everything, single thing. I'm telling you that to kind of like prepare and get into the right mindset and take it as a business, okay? I always want you to not think about dropshipping like a money grab or quick money, but more of like a business. You're building a business, because if you do that, you're prepared and you can actually build something that's sustainable, that makes a lot of money and that you can be proud of. right? So if you just build like an average shop and everything average, and then you make a little bit of money, average is not enough anymore, okay? Now, self-discipline, cash flow, hiring, you have to get all these things right. Now, another thing that you don't really have to do in your job is you have to constantly learn more. You're basically studying and working at the same time. Because if you stop learning, again, competitors keep learning. So if you stop learning, stop growing, stop changing things, someone else will come on top of you and like take all the market, okay? So you have to constantly try to improve your business, constantly work on it, constantly make it better, you know? So if you just have a job, you just go after like a couple months, or even depending on the job, but a couple of weeks, you're just used to that job and you just like do the task. You're basically like sleepwalking, doing your job, you know what I mean? Because there's nothing new. And if the boss is telling you, well, can you do this or that as well? You're like, fucking hell, like, why do I have to do this now? You're not gonna pay more, why do I have to do something else? So it's like, if you have a job, you try to avoid to learn more, because then you know you have to do more. And if you do learn more, yes, sure, maybe you can get into a higher position or earn a little bit more. If you have that motivation, that's fine. But I think then entrepreneurship or building businesses or working for yourself may not even be the right thing for you anyway. Because there are two paths, right? There's a path of like, I'm doing my own thing, and there's the path of like, I'm going into an organization and I'm trying to grow there and I'm trying to become like a manager or something. So if you think about first what kind of person you are, be true to yourself. Don't think about, oh, I want to make, oh, dropshipping is the easy way to make quick buck, you know, that's over, man. Like, yes, it may have been like this before, but it's over. It's a business, it's a proper business. Don't believe in the 16-year-old guys on YouTube that make millions with dropshipping. I mean, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Okay? Now that's it for the video today. If you want me to talk about something specifically, leave a comment below. Like, subscribe if you haven't yet. That would really help me a lot. And I see you in the next one.